This is going to be a bit of an unusual episode of Folk on Foot because normally we ask the musician where they would like to walk and they invite us and they show us around. This is the opposite of that. On this occasion, I am inviting them to come to my bailiwick, to an area that I have loved for 30 years. And the artists are none other than Lady Maisery, Hazel Askew, Hannah James and Rowan Rheingans, the beautiful harmony singers. And I'm going to take them for a walk in Petworth Park in West Sussex. Rowan, Hazel, Hannah, good morning.
Good morning.
Fantastic to see you. So we're here in Petworth Park, which is now run by the National Trust, but originally was owned by Lord Egremont, who still lives here. It's the historian Max Egremont. And it's a place that I come walking a lot. I don't own it. You'll be disappointed to hear. But we were at your gig last night in the Leconfield Hall. How was that?
Oh, it's lovely. Really, really nice. Yeah.
And the Petworth Festival, you know, for those who don't know, it is not like Folk East or Sidmouth or anything like that. People come and sit inside and they don't stay in a tent. They go home at night. But it's lovely because it takes over all the venues in the town. I think they've been trying to get you for ages, haven't they?
Apparently so, yeah. It's very nice to finally get here, yeah.
But you're carrying some very heavy instruments. We've got the harp, we've got the accordion, you've got your fiddle, have you got a banjo as well?
I've got fiddle, viola and banjo on my back right now.
Oh my goodness. Well, would you like to put them down and maybe play them?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do a song here under this tree. There's a chestnut tree.
They're gorgeous, aren't they? It's got a trunk on that.
Hazel, will you tell me a little bit about the harp? Because it's got levers along the top, hasn't it? Bright brass levers.
Yeah, they're actually gold.
Are they?
Not solid.
Not solid gold, but they're gold plated.
They are, yeah, that's how they come. Yeah, it's a 34-string harp, so it's a small kind of folk harp. This one was made in Scotland, and it's made out of yew wood, which is meant to have lots of magical properties, which is nice. And then the lining, the inlay is hazelwood.
Of course,
Which
for
is nice.
Hazel.
Yeah,
perfect. and the levers are for tuning to different keys, are they?
So you can go up a semitone. So you can't quite play in every key, but you can play in most keys. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I haven't tuned it yet. It's not too bad tuning. It's going to take me a moment to tune it. I have to get my tuner.
So, Rowan, what are you going to sing for us, sitting on this beautiful bench underneath the chestnut tree?
We're actually going to sing a song that's been in our repertoire for over a decade. It's a song by the late, great Sidney Carter. He wrote many songs, and quite a lot of them have been kind of taken on as folk songs, so we would have heard this song in singing sessions first. But it's remained really in our set because it's a timeless and very vital anti-war song. It's kind of a place, I think, for us to put a lot of the despair that we feel when we watch the news. Yeah, still carries a lot of weight, this song.
The sheep's in the meadow, the cows in the corn. Now is the time for a child to be born. He'll laugh at the moon and he'll cry for the sun. And if he's a boy, he will carry a gun. Sang the crow on the cradle. And if it should be that this baby's a girl, oh, never you mind if her hair doesn't curl. With rings on her fingers and bells on her toes, and a bomber above her wherever she goes, sang the crow on the cradle. sweat and they'll save to build you a coffin and dig you a grave. Hush-a-bye, little one, never you weep, for we've got a toy that'll put you to sleep. Sang the crow on the cradle. Sang the crow on the cradle. Bring me a gun and I'll shoot that bird dead. That's what your mother and father once said. The crow on the cradle, what shall we do? This is a thing that I'll leave up to you. This is a thing that I'll leave up to you.
How wonderful to hear that with the birds singing behind you. But it's a mark of a good song, isn't it, that it can be so relevant now, even though it was written so many years ago. Is that what you think about it?
Yeah, definitely, and also maybe a mark that we're still dealing with the same problems in society and in human nature, I suppose. Yeah.
Your voices blend so well together. When was it that you first realised that they were all going to work together? Because you've been singing together for many years now, haven't you?
I think actually the way that they blend together has evolved as we've sung together more and more. So I think, at the beginning, obviously we had a common kind of interest in the kind of songs that we wanted to sing, the fact that we wanted to be a vocal trio and really have a project that focused on the three voices together. But I think, through years and years of singing and playing together, it's a lot of very detailed listening to each other. And we all sing slightly differently when we sing together to how we do when we're singing solo or in other projects. We kind of meld our voices to the Lady Maisery sound.
And we have quite different voices when we sing separately, really.
Yeah.
But I think we just made this choice early on that the kind of sound we wanted to do was quite blended. So we've, kind of honed that over quite a few years now.
Quite a few years.
And the repertoire's changed quite a bit, hasn't it? Because you're writing more and more yourselves.
Yeah, the first album was mostly traditional music, and then it's kind of been a mix, I guess, of traditional and newly written. And then, I mean, on this last album, we basically just sung what we wanted. Sort of, the rules have been flung out.
And is there an underlying theme that you want to have a message or you want to say something with the songs?
We haven't got like what's the word I'm looking for? Manifesto. But I guess, our views on many things align quite well. I think that's maybe why we've, one of the reasons why we work together. And we sing about things that we think are important, that capture us. And sometimes it can be a folk song and a story, an old story that speaks to us somehow. And sometimes it can be about something that's happening now, in the news. So we don't have like a, fixed parameters for what our songs will be about, but they tend to hang together somehow, I guess.
So what's this song that you're going to sing now?
So we'll sing Bird Song, which is a song I wrote based on this broadside ballad from the 1600s, which involves lots of different birds speaking up about lots of things. And like a lot of folk songs, it's kind of travelled a lot and changed a lot over the years. But this is our version of it. And we're going to invite the birds to sing with us on this
I don't think you'll have any problem. The
Yeah,
wood
they're
pigeons are
warming up.
certainly very vocal, aren't they?
First sang the blackbird before the light, a brave little voice in the grip of night, a mellow song the dawn did wake, and every note she sang shook a star from its place. Then sang the robin, side but bold, she'll sing from the spring till the year grows old, Her song drove the darkness from the skies. She sang until the sun did glimmer in her eyes. Then joined the skylark rising high. Her trills rang out and did paint the sky. She led the song through the fields and the trees, and as she died, set the morning free. Sing up, sing out, sing up, breathe deeply in the grip of the night, set the morning free. As the midday sun through clouds did crawl, a pigeon made her humble call. Time's a harp and she hobbles on. She settles her feathers, gently makes her song. Then sang the swift as she passed by. She sings as she glides and she scores the sky. She's come so far, but there's miles to go. She hardly ever stops, there's never time to stop. Then called the cuckoo, and on her wings she bears her weight. I'll wait for spring, her voice struck the day so bright and clear. Each note rising, rising, rising to summer near. Sing up, sing out, sing up, breathe deeply when times are hard. Draw the summer near. As the sun sank low, the shadows grew long. The nightingale made a mournful song. She sang for her sisters who sing no more. She sang for the voiceless, though her heart grew sore. But in the dying rays of the evening sun, the starlings rise and they join as one. They move and swirl as one. They dance in place of the sun. They are darting and swooping and diving and diving and hunting and swooping and diving and rising, hunting and swooping and diving. They shine in the face of the night. Sing up, sing out, sing up, know your song. When the sun sinks low, breathe deeply.
So I think if we walk round here, we'll just come round to the front of the house, and you see the whole spread of the facade to your left, and then the lake to your right. We're going to go through a big iron gate, and I think we're going to meet Susan Rhodes here, who is the Visitor Experience Manager for the National Trust. Hello, Susan.
Hello, good morning.
Nice to be standing outside the front facade of this amazing house.
Yes. Yeah, it's a big old slab of a house from this side.
Can you tell us a little bit about its history?
Yeah, so there has been a house on this site since the 12th century. It's the same family, same bloodline for all that time, so nearly 900 years. But what you see predominantly now is a 17th century house with 19th century alterations. Originally it was kind of quite a typical kind of small medieval kind of manor house, and then in the 17th century they kind of built over the top of it this grand Baroque palace that you kind of see today, this kind of very imposing stone front, kind of very high, very formal. So yeah, and sits in the park right now.
And there have been some famous visitors here, haven't there?
Yes, yep. The family over the years have had many visitors, but there's a particular period in its history in the late 18th and 19th century, early 19th century, where the third Earl Egremont, who was a member of the family here at that time, was a bit of an open house. So he had many people come to stay, including lots of famous artists like J.M.W. Turner, Constable. So yeah, it was a bit of an unofficial art academy. So people would just come and stay, paint, enjoy, fish on the lake. So yeah.
So there are paintings by Turner of this house, aren't there?
Yes, we've got 20 paintings by Turner in the collection. Some that are actually the exact view that we can see right now. So looking across the ground here with the hill and the lake, and others are looking back, so the other view across the lake up to the house.
And it is an amazing view. So presumably when it was laid out, this park, this area was cleared to give the house an amazing view.
So this landscape is quite interesting. It is a capelty brown kind of landscape now, lots of rolling hills and clumps of trees, and it looks absolutely natural. It's completely man-made. The park has changed dramatically over its 900 years. So it kind of went from kind of a very small private park, and it was slowly expanded over the centuries as they kind of took away common land, kind of like forests that were used by local people for foraging and kind of grazing their own cattle. And they kind of privatised and expanded the private park. It was kind of formal gardens at one point. So here you would have had tiered formal gardens, canal gardens, a great orangery. And then, yeah, in the 18th century, capelty brown come along and swept it all away, cleared it all up, evened off the terraces, made it into a nice smooth looking hill, got rid of the canal gardens, created the lakes. So yeah, it's a landscape that has changed kind of dramatically through fashion, through resistance, through kind of just the changes of the times.
And presumably at one time it was completely closed off from the public, and it started as common ground, then it was closed off, and now it's back open again.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a real kind of open, close, back open again story for the park.
And you have hundreds and thousands of visitors. It's a place that I've walked in over 30 years, coming here and given me great pleasure. One of the highlights for me is always seeing the deer, because there's an amazing herd of fallow deer here.
There is an ancient herd of fallow deer here, yeah. So there's been a deer park here for centuries. So yeah, we have got a wonderful herd of deer, captured again by J.M.W. Turner in the paintings of the house. You can see the deer frolicking on the hill, sitting here, where we exactly are now. So yeah, there's a herd of about 700 deer. They're very clever. They keep away from the house while we're open, so they'll be in the north part of the park. So it's 700 acres. So if you walk kind of more in that direction, you might see them. But it's in the evening when the park is closed that they come up to the house. So yeah.
Well, Susan, thank you very much indeed for explaining it all to us. I know more now than I've learned over the 30 years that I've been wandering here. But it's wonderful to meet you, and thank you very much.
And you all too. Yeah. Have a lovely day.
Thank you. Thank you. Shall we walk on? I'd like to take you down this way because there's rather a lovely folly, and I think it might have a nice acoustic, so it might be quite nice to sing it. But I'm interested to learn more about each of your individual journeys into folk music. Hazel, do you want to start by just telling me a little bit about how folk music came into your life?
Yeah, my parents were both Morris dancers, and my dad had
Okay, that happens, doesn't it? Where were you? Where were you growing up?
In London.
Right.
So they were Morris dancing, but kind of stopped when we were born, but we always used to go to Sidmouth Folk Week every year. It was like the family holiday. So there was always that kind of folk influence, and we also went to a lot of ceilidhs.
Because obviously one of the things that I always say to people who come from folk families is it could have led to a rebellion.
Yeah.
You know, you could have got into death metal or something. But why did it make an impression on you, do you think?
I think there's just such a community about it, and going to Sidmouth every year was something we really looked forward to. So just being more involved and meeting people, and then like as teenagers, I think with all of us really, we were kind of part of a group of people going to summer camps and different things, and yeah, it just...
So it was what your peer group did?
Yeah, my folky peer group, not my school peer group.
And did your school peer group find it a bit odd?
Yeah, well, I suppose my friends occasionally I'd take them to folk club, which was quite an experience for them, I think.
When did you take up the harp?
I took up that at school actually because my school was a comprehensive that had this special music course and you could learn instruments for free. It was amazing, and I went there and I knew they had a harp in the cupboard that no one had played for ages, so I asked to learn it, and an old student came back and taught me. It was this amazing like gold harp from like 150 years ago, sitting in this cupboard, and my first lesson was in the cupboard, but eventually we got it out of the cupboard. Yeah.
What, because they didn't want to move the harp?
Well, we didn't know where to put it. Yeah. So I was very lucky to learn at school, but part of that time when a lot of music education was free, and yeah, it was an amazing opportunity, I think, and quite a lot of musicians and stuff came out of my school. I actually kind of stopped playing harp for a while. I learnt melodeon and that became my main thing, and I was doing flute. And then I got back into kind of early music actually. My sister, also, she plays folk, but she's also like an early musician. So we had a kind of medieval ensemble, so I started playing medieval harp and
there are the Askew sisters, aren't
yeah,
there? So
yeah,
you
so
do perform together?
Yeah, doing kind of folky things.
So we're just going to turn left here onto the grass and walk towards this folly, the stone folly that's
Emerging
in
behind
the
the trees.
Yeah, you can see the pillars at the front of it, and there's a bench inside to sit on. Hannah, what about you? Tell me about your start in folk music.
I had a similarly folky family, so my mum is a dancer as well, a step dancer, so she taught me to clog and Appalachian dance. She ran a dance team called Feet First, who still exists and still go to folk festivals and things. So
Whereabouts in the country was this?
In Chesterfield.
Right.
Yeah. So I grew up with that kind of happening around.
And clog dancing is very much part of your performance now, although not with Lady Maisery.
Yeah, and it's still there in Lady Maisery because I use the foot percussion, which has kind of evolved out of the clog dancing, and that's quite a big part of our sound with Lady Maisery now. Yeah.
And I think you've taken it in new directions, haven't you, and brought, modern electronics to it and different sounds.
Yeah, so I kind of started off going to kind of regular dancing school, but tap dancing was the thing that I was really good at. And then, I started to learn more traditional step dancing, but then I started working with a lot of percussionists as well and getting more interested in kind of the difference between percussion and percussive dance. So I started to develop, I've got this dance board that I sit on or stand on, and that I can get quite a lot of different tones from that. So
so it's electrified, is it?
It's not electrified actually,
Yeah.
It's acoustic, but it's mic'd up in a certain way so that you can get a nice bass sound from the bottom of it, and you can get the kind of swooshy top sounds as well. So I've got a palette of sounds under my feet.
And what about the accordion? How did that come into your life?
Actually, I went with my mum when I was 11. She was running a workshop in the Easter holidays for a group in Stockport called the Fosbrooks, run by an amazing woman called Liza Austin. And she's a primary school teacher, well, she's retired now, but she was. And she runs the Fosbrooks as one of the most amazing after-school clubs in the world, I think. So the Fosbrooks used to be a family kind of band, a performance band from the 1920s who all played accordions and clog danced. And then she kind of learnt from them and then carried it on, but kind of through using this kind of school and the children coming through the school. There's a sort of intake for it, and it still exists. And people, Amy Thatcher, Nicola Lyons, lots of musicians come out of that. And it's just an after-school club in quite a rough area of Stockport. And that was where I went to their Easter school and was basically handed an accordion and told, you've got to play this.
And did you take to it immediately?
Well, I actually did, thankfully, because Liza is quite formidable, so I don't think there was no choice.
No saying no. And would you talk a little bit about the joy of dancing? Because the joy of clog dancing in particular, What is it that makes it so special to you?
I think it's the fact that it's dance and movement, but it's also music at the same time. So you're always doing both. You're always playing music and kind of moving in the space. I've never gone anywhere in the world so far and done a clog dance and it hasn't kind of grabbed people. There's something very immediate about it. There's no words, there's nothing to kind of have to understand particularly about it. So I like the impact of it.
So we've arrived at this folly, and there's a great big sign here in memory of Henry Scowen Wyndham, a lieutenant in the 9th Lancers, very dearly loved eldest son of Colonel the Honourable Edward Wyndham and Gladys, his wife. who, while following the tradition of his family, was killed in action when taking part in the 8th Army's great victory of El Alamein on October the 28th, 1942. So this is a memorial to the son of the aristocratic family that lived here, who was killed in the Second World War, and it's got sort of Doric columns, and it is like a sort of Roman building on the outside, isn't it? Yeah. And then it's got benches, white benches inside. Do you think this would be a place to sing a song?
Yeah, let's try it out.
Let's go inside.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
There's a little bit of an echo here. Sounds good, doesn't it? What would you like to sing here?
I think we'll sing our a cappella one. It's a song from Lal Waterson called Child Among the Weeds.
Child among the weeds, don't need no beads. Just sing him lullaby, lullaby, oh, the long night through. An old man in a rocking chair will need you there. You have to sing him lullaby, lullaby, oh, the warm day too. But a young man in and among your sheets will leave a seed and weep. So sing him lullaby, lullaby, warm day and cold night too. Fly, bird, fly, on your raven wing, take to the sky and sing, for the love of wheeling and turning. The day has only just begun, the silver sun is shining. Wake up everyone, the day is only dazzling. Fly, bird, fly, on your raven wing, take to the sky and sing, for the love of weeping and burning, for the love of wheeling and turning. Child among the weeds, don't need no beads. Just sing him lullaby, lullaby, oh, the long night through.
Nice. Yeah, very nice singing in here.
Beautiful acoustic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Your voices sound amazing in here.
Oh, thanks for the opportunity.
Nice, yeah.
So everybody reveres Lal Waterson. Just tell us a little bit about her.
Well, hopefully everybody does. Everybody in the folk scene definitely does and beyond. But yeah, so Lal Waterson was part of the amazing Waterson's family. So back in the 70s and 80s, possibly, I think from the late 60s, in Hull and around that area, they were a really important singing family and unaccompanied singing. And I really kind of defined a kind of style that I think even maybe just through osmosis we've picked up and learnt from, even though we weren't around, seeing those at folk clubs like maybe our parents would have. They really defined a way of coming together and singing, just voices and just this very strident harmony singing and very powerful.
Yeah.
But then Lal's writing is something else.
Yeah, they're kind of revered as this one of the kind of, I guess, royal families of traditional singing, but they're all really creative as well.
So the Waterson family then amalgamated with the Carthy family, and you got the Waterson Carthys. And we had this great joy of sitting around the table in Robin Hood's Bay, listening to Norma Waterson, Martin Carthy, Eliza Carthy, and other members of the family, Mary Waterson, singing together in that extraordinary blood harmony. It was wonderful. But there's a famous lost album called Bright Phoebus,
Yeah.
isn't there?
Yeah, how lost is it? We've got it at home.
Have you? I've got a copy. But I don't think it's available anymore, is it? For rights reasons and complicated legal reasons.
That's right.
But
Yeah,
it's a revered album by Lal and Mike Waterson.
Yeah, and this song is on there, and it's very, very, again, like a very different to our version. Really idiosyncratic of them. I don't know, I mean, it's funny with folk music, you think it's this precious, unchanging thing, but I think listening to actually that album or the kind of music they were doing then, they're throwing paint at the walls. Like, it's really creative, it's really out there, a lot of it. It's really inspired, I think, by tradition as well as everything else that was going on arts-wise in that time. So,
But they don't shy away from like the wackiness of traditional music and the images, and they just take that like 100 steps further. I think Lal's writing is just there's so many images in it all the time, you can sort of shut your eyes and just kind of be taken somewhere completely different by her writing.
And it's not like anyone else.
No.
Like, it's so unique, I think.
yeah, and like your questions about like what kind of messages or what kind of singing we want to do, I think like the folk scene, it's really inspiring how kind of robust and malleable this scene is, that like actually our kind of, our heroes really are people who really just sang their own truth. Like Lal's writing is just her own. And I think like that song, even to us, it's like, it changes meaning for us as we sing it. There's so much in it for audiences to relate to in different ways. Like, it's so rich. And where did that song come from? I mean, it's not out of any lineage more than just her mind, I think. Yeah.
Let's keep walking. So, Rowan, regular listeners to the podcast will have heard you and Anna talking and taking us to this extraordinary place where your dad has his instrument workshop in the back garden of the house in Grindleford.
That's
One
right.
of the most magical experiences I've had doing this podcast, I must say, to meet him. And he makes some of the instruments you play, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. My mum is also very keen that you remember her soup.
Oh, I do remember her soup. They're very, very, very fond of her soup, and happy to have more if there's any on offer.
You're always welcome. But yes. So the fiddle that I play in Lady Maisery and the banjo I play, and instruments in Rheingans Sisters. A lot of them were built in not necessarily that particular workshop, but our dad has built instruments out of the Peak District for our childhoods. Yeah.
And your mum's involved in folk music too?
She actually started playing fiddle while me and Anna picked up the fiddle as well, so we all started learning it together. But so she played English concertina and soprano saxophone before that, so she played quite a lot of jazz before we were born, kind of got into folk music with us.
And I'm interested that there's a lot of Scandinavian influence in the music that you make together with Anna, and also in some of the music you make with Lady Maisery.
Yeah.
Where does that interest and that passion come from?
So when I was 18, 19, just finishing school, I wanted to devote a year to playing the fiddle. I just wanted to get good at playing the fiddle, basically. And a place I could do that for free exists in Scandinavia. They have Folkhögskola, which is an education system of like further education where you can learn general subjects, but also some schools become specialised in different subjects. So you can go and learn boat building, fiddle playing, outdoor living. You can go and do these sort of, I don't know, slightly, I guess, non-academic subjects.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. And I mean, it was a year of practice, essentially. I was into, there was a band called Swap that was around in all our youths that were two Swedish and two English quartet. So I had heard Swedish music, I thought it was cool, but really it was just the opportunity to go and play intensively for a year somewhere that I took. But then this whole love affair started, of course, because I took this complete deep dive into a very specific fiddle culture of Dalarna in Sweden. And I mean, I just got back from Sweden 2 days ago. I'm there a lot. So it's a pervasive influence really on the way I sing and play.
Is it a sort of a particular set of harmonies and a particular set of rhythms that come from that culture?
So I got quite into the traditional dancing of Sweden at the same time as I got into the traditional fiddle playing tunes. So I guess the experience of dancing, these traditional dances is very much in my body when I'm playing the music. So I kind of have like quite an embodied feeling and memory, I guess, of the music. But I don't know, I mean, there's so much I like, and there's so much regionality in Sweden and Scandinavia, as there is indeed in England. All this folk music is it's actually not really one thing. So, I love the regionality of it. There's some festivals me and Anna go to, for example, where, the music and the dancing is, really only from like a sort of 100-mile radius of that place. And that feels really niche, but it's beautiful because you kind of get to really like deeply dive into one feeling, like embodied feeling for like 3 days or something. It's beautiful.
And I think, Hannah, that you studied in Helsinki, didn't you?
Yes, I went there and did an exchange for 6 months in 2009, I think it was.
We've both just come back from our years in Finland and Sweden when we made this band, actually. So
that's true.
They were both quite fresh experiences.
And what did you learn in Helsinki that you wouldn't have learned here?
For lots of things, but the folk scene in Finland, it's had Finland has had folk music in its music conservatoire for a good 30 years, I think now, maybe even more. So I think there's been this very, very kind of high standard of music pedagogy that is also in the folk music, and it really influences. I mean, it's a small country, right? It's like 5 million people. So the scene is quite small, everybody knows each other, and it's kind of like most of the people on the scene have kind of like gone to one school or the other, and but it's a very open way of teaching. I don't, people might have heard about Finland. They've got quite a progressive approach to pedagogy in general. Like they have schools where children don't get homework and they're allowed to kind of choose what they do. And I went there having been at Newcastle University on the folk degree for a while, and actually for the first couple of months at least I really floundered because it was so open. Nobody really told you what to do. You just kind of had to work out what you wanted to do and what you wanted to learn. And I found that, like at the beginning, I found that like really tricky, because I hadn't had that freedom before. No. But then once I got into that and started to be like, oh right, I can just ask for a lesson with Maria Kalaniemi, my absolute accordion hero. Like I can ask for some extra lessons with Timo Alakotila, who's like this incredible world-class composer, and he'll sit and just play with me for an hour. Like it was, and I think in that 5-6 months that I was there, I think my playing improved more than it ever has any other time in my life.
That's amazing. It really is amazing.
I also started to work with an amazing singing teacher called Sirkka Kosonen, who had been at the Sibelius Academy since it started its folk music department, but she was very, very into different kind of, I guess more extreme in a way, vocal techniques. So things like the cow calling, which happens a lot in different Scandinavian countries. It's like different styles. It's a very high, loud vocal style. But also she started to teach me to yodel, which really became quite an important stepping stone for me in terms of kind of vocal technique. And again, the kind of way of teaching in Finland is a lot about finding your own authenticity and your own journey and what you want to learn. And with singing, I think a lot of it's about learning how your own voice works and learning about your own kind of physicality and your body and being very connected to it. And I think that was really where my journey with that really got going, I'd say.
You're tempting me to ask you to yodel. Do you think I should do that?
I could do that if you like. So after I'd finished studying in Finland, I connected with this big network of musicians in more kind of Central Europe, and I met a lot of Austrian yodelers. So I will sing you a bit of an Austrian yodel now, which I learnt from my friend Herman Hertel. Holtioi tiri holtarai houri holtioi tiri that I'll hold you.
That's beautiful. What are the words saying?
It's nonsense, actually. It's
is
a
it?
little bit like the kind of diddling, the kind of tune singing that we used to do more of. And actually, it's really designed to be sung in groups, and you find this very specific resonance within the group. They're usually either polyphonic, or they're call and response, or they're in harmony. So that one should be sung in harmony. Yeah.
Oh, shame.
Yeah.
But it sounded beautiful the way you did it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now we're walking towards the lake across the open ground, and we can see a lot of crows, I think, on our left, all dotted across the grass.
The corvids.
Yeah, and then ahead of us the geese are massing at the edge of the lake.
Should we
And
be worried?
I don't think so. And the sun's come out now,
Absolutely gorgeous.
which is beautiful. But I'm also interested to talk to you about the number of collaborations that you do, because not only do you appear in various ensembles, but Hazel, you collaborate. I was reading about one that you did called Songs of Separation in 2015, where you went to the Isle of Egg.
Yeah, 10 years ago now, which is crazy. It was a group of 10 women, 5 from England, 5 from Scotland, and it was around the time of kind of the Scotland independence referendum. It was an amazing experience.
Who was there?
So we had us 3, we had Kate Young, Karine Polwart, Hannah Reid, Jen Butterworth, Jenny Hill,
Eliza Carthy.
Liza Carthy, Mary McMaster.
Is that it?
That sounds about
I don't know how many accounts.
the right number, I think.
Jen,
Yeah.
Yeah, but the other collaboration is with Sid Goldsmith and Jimmy Aldridge,
Oh, yes.
which you've done this Awake Arise winter show. What was the genesis of that?
Well,
Fabled story.
the fabled story. It was back in 2017, perhaps. So Jimmy and Sid are a fantastic duo in their own right. They came on a Lady Maisery tour as a support, and then I think bit by bit, sort of, we
Infiltrated them.
infiltrated the band. They're the only men we've ever allowed on stage with us. Basically, they're very, very excellent, and I think we might have just done an encore together. And then maybe, they joined us on a song, and we just realised how lovely it was to sing together, these 5 voices. We had such a nice time together, and,
We
creatively.
went swimming outside and in the
You went
swale.
swimming?
We went
really
swimming in
hot.
the swale in the middle of summer.
We did.
And
Oh.
somehow from that we decided we were going to make a winter album.
Well, it's a bonding experience. It must have been quite cold.
It was
I suppose,
cold,
in there.
yeah.
And why winter?
I think I remember sort of suggesting it because I used to do a winter project with another band that I was in years ago, and I sort of always missed that. It's a time of year when people do get together and sing, maybe even people that are not particularly musical or don't think of themselves as musicians, like people go to church things and they go to carol services. So it's a time of year for that in some ways.
Open
Social
to ritual
singing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
tradition at that time of year, I think more.
And there's lots of nice repertoire for singing together. I think I've also felt like there was a space for a sort of winter Christmas show that was maybe slightly more pagan and about older, maybe less Christian
Is there talk of
rituals.
wassailing by any
Oh,
chance?
yeah.
There
Is there
is.
wassail?
There definitely
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. And then it's more speech as well as singing, isn't it? You have stories and
Yeah, there's some
Readings
poetry
and
readings
poems.
and things.
We've done it a number of years, and someone came up to me at the end of our Bristol St George's gig this December just gone, and said, it's like going to church for non-religious people, this show, which I really appreciated, because I think for those of us who might not have a religion, like Christmas time is, I don't know, it's like you still want this like reverence, you still maybe want this like chance to stop, join together, think about the year, be in this kind of dark, quiet, thoughtful, reflective space, and that that there could be church for that as one thing, but we wanted to make something else that still had this reverence, but just incorporated much wider. I don't know, there are still carols in the show, but there's also like Laurie Lee and wassail recipes, and
I guess
yeah.
it's like we're reflecting and responding to the season and the weather and the time,
Yeah.
and not just to the kind of Christian stories that are around at that time.
but then you create a sense of community for
It's-
the audience.
Yeah, it's been lovely. Yeah,
So nice. Yeah.
And so it's so good
Yeah.
that you've now decided to make a summer one.
that's basically exactly it. Like we were so happy with how the winter show, how nice it was to make, how nice it feels to perform, and then the reception of it, and how important it's become for people coming back year on year, bringing their families and stuff. That I guess it was a natural extension of the experiment, really. Although it's been interesting, it's been more difficult because there isn't a collectively known midsummer ritual here anymore. You know, there isn't a sort
There
of
would have been maybe in the past, but not now.
And there are, of course, still in small pockets, but Midsummer Day, I mean, we've even learnt through making this that Midsummer Day is the 24th of June.
Not really?
Yes. So things like this have been fascinating to just almost like we're kind of trying to recover and also reinvent ritual for the midsummer.
And create like a tradition, and hopefully that sense of people coming to something every year for that middle time of the year. I think also there is like an increasing interest though in tradition.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because we live in such, I don't know, wild and quite increasingly dystopian times that people are kind of looking back more for a connection to something, but are also kind of looking a lot to less tangible things and kind of magical and other kinds of things that they can connect to. Yeah, in this world.
Sort of mythology and spirituality.
Yeah. So not turning to like religion, but turning to more kind of pagan, and there does seem to be a bit of a resurgence of that at the moment. Yeah.
And a sort of pace of change and a sort of dissolving in a way of like realities and truths. Like I wonder if there's something that's just quite comforting and solid about like older stories, even if they are reinterpreted.
And there is some physiological evidence, isn't there, that singing together is actually, you actually align with each other physically, as well as psychologically. Yes,
your brainwaves sync up. Yeah, it's bonkers. Yeah.
And I think when you sing in an audience, you know, you feel that power of community singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And there is a bit at the end of the show where everyone stands up and sings with us, and it's really nice.
That sounds spine-tingling, I must say.
You have to come along.
I will, yeah. And we're just coming around underneath the tree, as you can perhaps hear.
That's my banjo.
And round the end of the lake, and I can just see across the way that there's a sort of boathouse, a stone boathouse across there, where it might be nice to gather for a song.
Great.
Let's head over there. They're really beautiful, these Egyptian geese, aren't they? And then there are Canada geese over there, and there's a flock of gulls coming down on the water, and then I can see some coots, I think.
I'm in a Hitchcock movie right now.
Yes, we're walking right through the middle of a huge group of these geese. It's a bit odd, this surface, actually, isn't it? Because it's full of hummocks.
Oh,
That's a hummock, don't you think?
That's a good word.
It's like there are
New
a series of ant hills or mole hills, but as far as the eye can see, the ground is marked by them, and we have to sort of climb over them to get to the edge of the water here, just by the rushes. And we can see the boathouse in the distance. So maybe here we should sing.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's great. Along
When
with
I say we should sing, I mean obviously it's over to you. So what are you going to sing standing here by the lake and the boathouse?
We'll sing a song which suits being sung outside. It's called The Road Less Travelled. And I made it for that trip to the Isle of Egg that we were telling you about.
Take the road less traveled by. 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 Find your own way home.
Put your feet on solid ground. 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 Walk your own way home. Walk your own way home. Walk your own way home. Walk your own way. Lay your cares and troubles down. 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 Sing your own way home. 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 Find your own way home. Walk your own way home. Sing your own way home. Sing your own way.
Well, that's a perfect way to end our time together, and I have to say I've always had fond memories of this park and coming here with my family and my friends and so on, but you've added a whole new stock of beautiful memories with your voices and your music, so thank you so much for coming on the walk with me today.
Thanks
Thanks
so
for
much.
sharing this place.
We really hope you enjoyed this episode of Folk on Foot as much as we enjoyed making it. There are over 60 episodes of Folk on Foot for you to explore, featuring amazing artists like Eliza Carthy, Johnny Flynn, The Unthanks, Corrine Polwood, Chris Drever, Sandra Kerr, Catherine Tickell, and many, many more. So please do explore our back catalogue. And if you like what we do, we really need your support to keep going. You can become a member and get great rewards, or you can simply buy us a coffee. To do either, and to sign up for our ad-free version, just go to folkonfoot.com/support us. Every penny we get goes back into making more episodes, so please do support us if you can.